This is called Lockdown. Lockdown with Will and Gary.
Lockdown.
Lockdown with Will and Gary.
Lockdown. Yeah.
Yeah, massive. Oh.
It's all with Marchese and Buller. It's all with Marchese and Buller. Welcome to Horror with Marchese and Buller, and this has helped me a lot during the lockdown. Zevia, and this is a caffeinated cola right now because I haven't had coffee yet, and it's a little early. You can see from the light and behind me. The room's a little cleaner, just a little, because I have to put all my papers away. So it's still a little disheveled, but you don't see those boxes behind me anymore. Why? Because they're on this side. Oh no, whoops, they're on this side. You see? And basically, so I have to put all those away in the dresser. That's one of the good things about this lockdown is while I'm actually fortunate to be able to work from home and I have my computer here, I log on to my job. I do my confirmations. I do all the other stuff they asked me to do, trainings and stuff that they wanted you to do now while we have time. And behind me, I have the TV going for the news reports to know when this thing is going to be over. And then I'm been cleaning, and I've been also doing a video game channel. Got game Will Play. Get it? Will? It's me.
Oh, wow. Playing the word there.
It's a little easier than doing this because the editing is just, you're playing video games. So it's like you just put it mostly out.
So how's working from home going? Have you found it?
I like it, actually. I joke about with my wife because I was made for this. I'm a germaphobe.
Okay.
So I go outside and I'm using a glove to pump gas. I'm wiping my hands constantly, washing my hands constantly. I was actually made for this. So I'm not one of the people that have to wait for haircuts because I cut my own hair. Give me a lot of time to think about stuff. How about you?
So over, I was just gonna say, over in the States, what are the rules that you have to stick to? What is the lockdown to you guys?
Well, mostly a lot of people are rioting right now. Not rioting, but they're protesting. Let me not say rioting. God forbid. They're protesting because some of the states that don't have a lot of cases, they want to open up, like on levels. So basically, what they're doing is they're pissed off that they have to be still locked inside. Now, New York is one of the epicenters where I am.
You've had it quite bad, haven't you?
So New York has it bad, and they kept us on lockdown, and we're actually until May 15th.
Right. Okay. Is that certainty, or is it that?
Yeah. The governor Cuomo, he said till May 15th we're shut down until further notice. It may go longer. But most of these places are opening up slowly. Even by me, there's cafes that are letting people in already. Like there's one town that's open. It's just people are out and about. A lot of them are practicing the distancing and the masks, but then you get groups that aren't. They're just walking around without masks.
Are you guys told the same as us? Is it 2 meters or 6 feet distance?
Yeah, 6 feet. And the thing is, now we have to. The mayor put out a statement that if you go outside, you have to wear a mask. Now, I'm assuming if you're going out for a walk and you're not going near anybody, I don't think you really have to. But I've seen some videos where the authorities are taking it a little too far in certain cases. But just put on a bandana. You don't really need too much. I would say if you go into a supermarket, which I have done, I would say definitely to wear one of the regular masks, even if you can, the surgical masks that they use with the respirator, if possible. I'll have a name up here, but I think it's like P8 or P9 or something. And then there's a M100 is the stronger one. I don't think you need that strong, but sometimes there was a video where the sneeze goes into the next aisle of the supermarket.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that video.
Yeah, and so you want to be careful. People have been taken off of social media for saying that taking vitamins is a cure. It's not a cure. It's basically just you getting your body ready for germs, and you can make it less severe, or you can just not get it because your body, your immune system is strong. So I take vitamin D every once in a while if I'm feeling, because I have asthma. If I feel a little weird, I'll take the vitamin D. I take 50,000 IU's. It's a basically, if you're vitamin D deficient, and most Americans are, and I'm sure it's around the world the same thing, because people were working from early in the morning till late at night. We don't get the sun, so the sun gives you vitamin D. That's why you have the flu season, because you're getting less vitamin D in certain times of the year. It's basically just what they give. Doctors give you 50,000 to take every week or every month if your D is down. And then you could take regular vitamin D, 5,000, 9,000, depending on how big you are. But yeah, just take precaution.
Yeah. How have you kind of been structuring your day? This is something I've found quite difficult, because I've been working from home as well, mostly. I mean, there was a period for a couple of weeks where we did pop into work for a couple of days a week. We were producing the face masks for hospitals.
Yeah.
So we did a little bit of helping out with that. But I've been working from home, and I found it quite difficult, particularly being with two kids. One of them is 2 years old. I can't concentrate on work. Lisa, my wife, she works 2 days a week, so she's away. So those 2 days a week are a write-off. I can't do any work on those days at all. Maybe just answer a few emails, but I'm constantly being disturbed. So what I found happening was I'm getting up early in the morning, sifting through my emails, attending a video conference, doing some more work, another video conference, and then I'm dealing with my kids, and then I get interrupted that often throughout the day that I'm still working at like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. The other day I was working till midnight. No pressure on me or anything to do it. I mean, it's just the way my mind works. I like to be organised and get things sorted. So I've not really enjoyed the lockdown, to be honest. I think it's been quite challenging, sort of mental health wise. I'm not saying I've got depression or anything like that, but it
takes a toll. It does take a toll.
It's taken a strain. I've been snappier with the kids. The kids have been snappier with me.
Yeah.
So the same with Lisa, my wife.
Yeah.
It's not been fun, really. I've not enjoyed it. And I think I told you, fairly early on in the lockdown, like the first week or two, I thought I had the disease initially. I was on the telephone to one of my colleagues, and I was fine when I started the phone call. By the end of it, I was shivering. I had goose pimples all over my arms, and I was feeling really, really cold, even though it wasn't. I broke out in a fever, really, really bad. I had to change the bedclothes every night. I rang the doctors for advice, and they said it was it looked like some sort of throat infection, like maybe a viral throat infection, but they couldn't discount it being the disease. Anyway, long story short, white spots developed on the back of my throat, and that indicates a bacterial infection. So it couldn't be. Yeah, it's almost like strep throat, and it's nothing that's going around at the moment. So I got some antibiotics for that, which I was taking for 2 weeks, and then immediately after that, I strained my right arm. I think he might have been lifting shopping out of the car or something, helping Lisa one day, and I could literally not lift my hand above the level of my wrist.
Yeah.
Above the level of my elbow, and I was walking around like that all the time, just like a T-Rex.
Probably a rotator cuff.
Yeah, I couldn't reach for anything, or I could write, with my hand and stuff. But every time one of my daughters jumped up for a hug or something, it really hurt, So it's been. I've not enjoyed it really, and it's nothing to do with what's the virus or anything like that. It's more to do with, I don't know, just not enjoying
being isolated. Well, I've been lucky because I had up here in the attic. Mm-hmm. So, and then my wife is home, so she's helping my daughter with the schoolwork. If I had to do that, it would definitely be a challenge. It would be a big challenge. I mean, most of my work is basically on the computer. I do have the video meetings, but most of my work is just confirming meetings and conferences that have to be canceled, and we have to go through all the conferences. So we have the whole building worth of conferences and a certain amount of people who actually have log-on access to the job. Mm-hmm. So I do log on at night too sometimes, just to check up on things. But it definitely, in this case, it definitely is easier for me because I can run up to the attic, and it isolates me sort of. But
I don't have to manage my time. It's really weird. I'm getting phone calls from work, and I'm trying to talk to people from work, and I'm trying to manage my kids at the same time. Even when my wife is there, you can't quieten the kids down. Do you know what I mean? And my house is quite, as I keep saying, my house is quite small.
Yeah.
Hence why I'm in my daughter's bedroom while I'm filming this. So even then, it's quite difficult, and it feels like work is invading my personal space. And I don't like that feeling. And the reason why I feel that way is because, as I said before, from the moment I get up to almost the moment I go to bed, I'm thinking about work and doing work on and off, on and off, on and off. It's like relentless. You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny too because you said about the arm. I've got that too, and I think it's because we've been less active because we've been in. And I used to walk in excess of 10,000 steps a day. I haven't been getting that, nowhere near that. And when I do go out, because I have asthma and I have allergies, any little thing makes me think I have something. So I get this kind of respiratory thing where I have to take the pump. I'm taking the vitamin D. I'm taking the antihistamine, the Zyrtec or whatever, and it's making then the anxiety on top of it pulls your immune system down because you're thinking, what's going on? You get this, all these news stories and all this stuff on social media that'll drive you crazy if you listen to everything. So I just listen just to the news,
Yeah, I don't even listen to the news, to be honest. I watch the occasional update from the Prime Minister just to see what's going on.
Basically from the horse's mouth, nothing like what you think or this. If it's something, if they're analyzing something that's legitimate and it's a legitimate place, I watch it. But a lot of the stuff that you're going to hear is going to make you go crazy. There's people saying it's fake. There's people saying that it's killing more than it actually is, and it's just so much stuff you got to push out of your head. Walking is definitely something I got to do a lot more. Exercise, but why don't you set up an office inside your daughter's room, like a little makeshift office?
I have. This is it that I'm sat at now. I've got a 3D printer right next to me here. I brought in from work. I have my laptop, and I do kind of sit here. But when Lisa's at work, I can't. I have to be downstairs with the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Even when Lisa is here, I'm getting questioned on my daughter's homework and things like that. Being asked to help out and things.
Yeah,
it's strange times, really. As I say, it feels like work's kind of invading my life a little bit. Like I say, it's not work that's pressure. I'm not getting emails telling me to do things and things like that, though there are things I need to do. It's the way I'm programmed. I like to get things done by certain times.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I feel really down on myself about it. But yeah, it does feel like a really big invasion of privacy, and I'm not really enjoying it, if I'm honest. I'm feeling quite down about it.
Yeah.
Really.
One thing I know, I can't sleep well.
Yeah, I didn't sleep well last night. I partially can't sleep well because of the kids. We'll go to bed a little bit later because we don't spend a bit of time with one another before we go to bed, most of the time. And then in the morning, my youngest is up between 6:30 and 7 anyway. So it's like, I'm up anyway. So
Yeah. And that's the thing. I try to get up so I can log on and send an email to let them know I'm up, starting at 8 o'clock. I'll go to sleep at 2, 3 in the morning. Sometimes even 4. And it's not... I can't sleep. It's, but if I do more walking, you see, that's the thing. The exercise gets you tired. It gets you dopamine. It gives you, make you feel better. It's a lot of things that we're not doing that we used to do,
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, I was speaking to one of my colleagues. He said we need to get out there and do a little bit more. I used to do quite a lot of running. So he was saying, let's do a little bit more sort of. So I've signed up for one of these virtual challenges where you get a real medal. So you sign up. I paid about £14 for this thing, and all the money goes towards the £14. Sorry, goes towards the Manchester bombing. Some children were killed at an Ariana Grande concert. I don't know if you heard about it over here.
Yeah.
It was a couple of years ago. So I've signed up for this virtual race. So yeah, I have to do 22 miles, basically. Or in as many blocks as I can, running.
Wait, say that again. You froze. You signed up.
You run 22 miles, and that is, it can either be in one block or it could be over a course of 1 mile here, 2 miles there. You can as long as you keep a log of it. I've got Strava or whatever on my phone, so I can track the distances I'm running. At the very end of it, you get a real medal. They post you a real medal for achieving it. My step count's gone right down, like you were saying. It's gone from 16 to 17,000 steps a day to 7,000 steps.
That's still good. It's better than me. My good days are 7,000. I think one day I got to 10,000. I used to do like 12, 13, and now I'm doing like 11 to maybe 3,000. It's nothing pretty much.
Friday I did 3,000. Thursday I did 3,000. Wednesday 3,000. So it's averaging 3,000 and something a day at the moment, down from 16, 17.
Wow.
So it's not good. Like I said, the shops are open, but there's lots of rules. You can only go one way down the aisles and things like that. And letting in, there's like a security guard letting in a certain number of people coming out. It's like one in, one out almost.
Yeah.
We're allowed outside for exercise once a day.
How are they going to even know it's once a day? You know?
I know. Well, they don't, do they? And a couple of times I've been out like to the shop and then gone for a walk as well. You know.
Well, our mayor wants us to rat people out. They're like, oh, if you see your neighbors doing something that's not supposed to be done, call this hotline and rat them out. It's like 1984, man.
It is a little bit. They tried to when it first came into action here. Actually, the police were being a little bit heavy-handed about things. The police. The government sort of cracked down a little bit on it because we don't want it to be a police state, you know. We want the police going around telling you what you can and cannot do.
Yeah.
You're not really supposed to go outside, and there's these really strange rules like we're not allowed to drive to places to go exercise. So I can't get in a car, drive 20 miles, and go walk around a park over there. I could get in a car and go to a local park to walk, you know, within 5-10 minutes, like we did today. We drove 10 minutes down the road and had a walk around. There's a nice park near us that has a lake in it, a man-made lake. So we walked around that.
Before we go, one last thing.
Uh-huh.
You know, I've gotten creative. I've gone out to the supermarket on the times I've gone out. I usually try to do it once a week. I got like peppers and stuff that I need. I got flour. I make my own cake. Who knew that you can make your own cake batter? I mean, you don't even need the cake batter that they sell. But you know, you want to have the butter. You want to have all the things because it takes a lot of butter. I didn't know there was so much butter and sugar in cake.
We made a few cakes.
Yeah, you know, and it's fun. You know, it makes you banana bread. And I got the baking powder. I got the baking soda, but no one has freaking yeast.
No.
And one thing I don't understand is the toilet paper. I don't understand this.
No. We've still got the toilet paper we bought. We bought like a multi-pack of about 30.
Yeah.
You know, just the one.
Oh, okay.
We've still got it.
Yeah, it doesn't go that fast. And, you know, and the thing is, it doesn't go that fast, one. And two, you know, buy a little bit more when you go to the supermarket after this is over. Because you just in case. Because we did the same thing. We went to the Costco. We got the big, huge ones. We got at least, I think, 2 of those, so we're good. But you know, you gotta make sure. We did a prepping episode, and you wanna make sure you have these things for when this happens. But I've made pepper steak.
Nice.
I'll show pictures. Pepper steak, pasta with meat sauce, sometimes without. Chicken noodle soup. Hey, don't buy the cans.
Yeah,
because my supermarket had like these really good deals on packages of meat. So it was like meat. I bought like 4. If you buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 1, get 3 free. It was just crazy. I was like, let me just put it in the freezer. So I got all this chicken. It's very simple to make the chicken soup. And you know, and the cans have all those chemicals and stuff in it. So this is just basically water, you know, all the vegetables. You know, celery, carrots, onions, garlic. Fresh, right? Just a little bit of oregano, basil, salt, pepper, and then you let that boil while you're chopping the chicken. As that's boiling and the things soften, you throw the chicken in. You get one of those. I get this low sodium chicken broth. It's just chicken broth, low sodium, organic. At the end, just maybe before I put the noodles in, I pour this in. That gives it the more chickeny flavor, And then I take a box of just rotini, right? And I just toss that in at the end. By the time that absorbs the liquid, everything is soft. This stuff tastes so fresh and it's unbelievable. You'll never buy a can of... and then you could just save it. You could just put it in bottles and save it for other days. But yeah, chicken soup, you know.
Nice.
Oh, pepper steak, and then you make sure you have Worcestershire sauce and low sodium soy sauce.
We have a takeout on a Friday night, and that's still going on. You can still get takeout.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. My pizza shop is still open, and you want to support your local businesses because what this is doing to them is crazy.
Yeah, so we order online. We use Just Eat, this app. So we order. It's a bit like Deliveroo, I guess, or something like that. We order online and get it delivered, and they sort of knock on your door and then walk a safe distance away and wait for you to answer. And then you take it. But it eyes me out, man.
See, I get that too with the thirst, but my whole thing is I'm supposed to eat very, very low sodium because of my migraines.
Right.
So this makes the headaches come. This makes my heart start fluttering. It's terrible, man. I just gotta be careful. But thank God my pizza shop does make me feel thirsty. So it's probably it is sodium, but it's not as much sodium as some things I've had. And my Chinese place is closed too. And it was like an organic sort of. Yeah.
What's with that,
They should be open. Hopefully, they open soon.
Yes.
And yeah, man, because it's crazy. A lot of these places are losing so much money, and this is
Mm-hmm.
why people are going, getting angry right now because.
Yeah, there's actually a barber shop open near us. It's quite funny because barbers are closed as well completely. But there's a barber shop around the corner, and he's got this big sign in the window saying "closed," because of the virus. Da 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 da. But he's clearly open.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a case of he's always sat in there. It's usually empty because no one goes in.
Yeah, you just got to be careful that nobody sees.
Yeah, exactly. My daughter just popped her head in for some reason. But yeah, he's just kind of sat there, and you just know he's open. But he's, in the same way with some of the pubs over here have been in trouble because they've been open. They've just been locking the door. Bit naughty, but
yeah, you got it. You got it because you're gonna lose your livelihood. We were lucky enough that we can work from home, but there's a lot of people that they're losing the money. But how are you dealing with the apocalypse? How the lockdown? Gary wants to know, and I want to know, and that door right there is opening. Is that a Rocher?
It's a little monkey.
Oh.
Little monkey sticker. Yeah. Anyway.
And we will see you, unless the world blows up.
Next time.
Wait.
I can't see. I'm looking at a different camera to you guys. Oh yeah, you've tidied up a bit.
Okay,
Nice.
and number. I've been playing with that. Been playing with this. It's been a little busy though. Uh-oh, was that a goat?
What?
Gary, you have something you're not telling me about?
I don't think so. But
I think of Alice in Chains.
why?
That song, "The Man in the Box."
Oh,
Yeah, the Man in the Box, and because of the goats. Well, I meant the goats though. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that's good, and basically, yeah, it's whatever. I am. So they have a little more strict rules. Hey, what did you eat?
Sorry, go on.
Those cans of beans that were stored away. The authorities are getting a little.
That's a bite. Go back
wow.
outside.
The authorities are getting a little.
Keep looking behind me because someone's just opened the door and shut it again.
Yeah, I watched so many ghosts.
Case in point, you know what I mean? I can't have a bit of privacy at all. But that is something I've signed up to literally an hour or two ago, just to kind of motivate me to get out a little bit.
Yeah.
The government sort of cracked down a little bit on it because we don't want it to be a police state, We don't want the police going around telling you what you can and cannot do.
Yeah.
But when I was working and going into work, travelling there and back, we were given a letter saying we were doing work on behalf of the NHS, which is our health service, printing visors. So I had this letter, but I've never been pulled over with it. But just in case, I've heard of people that have been pulled over.
Yeah.
You just show them this official letter to say that you're an essential worker, basically. But besides that, there's things like you can't drive to exercise. You can't drive up to Scotland or anything like that. You have to stay within the vicinity of your house.
No haggis for you.
No haggis for me. I like haggis, actually.
Yeah. I heard it was like corned beef and hash.
It is a little bit, yeah. You can get it in the supermarkets over here. It's traditionally made in a pig's stomach, and or is it sheep's stomach? But you can. There's one traditional sort of maker that you can get in the supermarkets. It's not there all the time though, but it is actually in a sheep's stomach. You throw it in the oven, or I think you put it in there, boil it, in water. But it's really tasty haggis. It's nice.
I'll show pictures.
You have to send it over to me. Post it.
I'll take like an envelope and just smear it in there, so you just. Hey, actually, Ziploc, it might work. I don't know if you want to eat it.
Might stop it.
Yeah, they might. The dogs might sniff it. Soy sauce. I get a little sick with I'm making it tonight, and I'm going to try to put less sodium in it, because I always get a little. My sodium's a little high, so it's not high, but I get migraines.
But you just mentioned sodium there. There's a pizza place near us that does pizzas that are really, really nice, but they're crammed with sodium. And what sodium does to me, man, it dehydrates me. I'll sit down and I'll have this pizza, about 6, 7 o'clock at night, watch some television, watch a movie, and then maybe go to bed, and then we'll go to bed. I'm waking up in the middle of the night and my mouth really dry, because of all this sodium. I'm really thirsty. The thirst actually wakes me up. Yeah. And have you ever had one of these dreams where you're thirsty in your dream, and no matter how much you drink, you can't sort of slake this thirst?
Yeah.
That's basically what it's like. I've had that a few times and I hate it. So I've cut back on the number of pizzas I get from this place, rather the number of times I go to this place to get pizza, because it's just too salty and too full of sodium, and it's
organic sort of. Yeah.
What's with that, again, on Just Eat you can see how many you can sort by types of takeout, and if you look at Chinese, there's only 2 Chinese that open in like the entire area. They've taken a big hit, man. We have chip shops here, French fries, but fish and chips.
Yeah.
So we have shops, loads of, we call them chippies, fish and chip places. There must be about 50 around here. There's loads, but they're all shut. It's mostly owned by Chinese people. So you can't really we had a Chinese about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but it took ages to get to us because it's from right on the other side of town.
Yeah. My place says that it's because of the products that are shipping to them. But the thing I don't understand is that Italy took a big hit too. These are people that live in your in your area, right? These are people that live in America or live in England. So they should. I mean, obviously they don't have. It's not. They're not coming from their country unless they are going back and forth. I mean, I don't know. But they stopped all that, the flights and everything. You're not going to get that. Italy took a big hit with this virus. So if that's the same sort of thought that you're going to take, then you're not going to have pizza or Italian, right?
That's what you think.
It doesn't make any. And now everybody's in America with the unemployment. They're saying that they're getting so much that they don't want to go back to work because their unemployment's so high that it's higher than what they were making, and there's a whole bunch of things going on, and
Yeah, we've not suffered financially too much for it because we're kind of lucky. None of us have been. So over here, the government did a scheme where if you couldn't be kept in work, they basically pay 80% of your salary. So if I was temporarily laid off whilst this was going on, I would get my salary paid at 80%, providing there was a job there when I returned.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
Furlough, they call that, right?
Furlough. Yeah, exactly. That's what we call it, the furlough scheme. Look, we're both lucky though. We've not had the furlough. And one little bonus that's come out of it is we'd normally take our kids to nursery, and we pay a lot of money for nursery and for after school clubs and things like that. We don't have to take them now, and although we pay them it's like a consideration charge or something. We would pay 20% what we'd normally pay just to keep them running, basically. Yeah. Once we know that, whilst we still do that, we're saving a lot of money looking after the kids. So we're not, touch wood, we're not suffering financially. In fact, we're better off because we're not spending as much money because we're not going anywhere. Yeah. Although Amazon's taking a bit of a hammering, we've ordered a lot of stuff off Amazon, and we're not paying the childcare and the we're having to pay all this money out for the kids. So financially, we're not too bad. It's given me a chance to save a little bit.
Pretty much
we're hoping. Yeah, we're hoping to move house as well, but we can't. No point at the moment is they putting my house up for sale. No one can come and look at it.
Yeah. They're doing virtual in America. They're doing virtual tours, but it's still,
it's not the same, is it? You can't get I've seen your room there about 100 times, and I can't in my head work out how big it is and the scale. It's not the same when you're looking through the lens of a camera, is it?
No, it's not too big. I mean, it's big, but it's not. You can actually make this into a room. Let's put it that way. You could make it into a room. I think it was a room for someone. Technically, it could be a room, but it's still the attic. It's just that this was finished. The other side over there. You know what? It's a little messy, but let me see if I can do this.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't think you can, but anyway, this is the finished attic, right? Finished space. I'm going to show you in a second. On the other side, that door right there, that is the other side of the attic. That's where the actual attic is, where it looks like an attic. And you got, the rafters and all that crap. I'll show Gary now.
Yeah. For viewers at home, I'm on a different camera to you. So,
So you see, that's all. Like I got this TV's not really. It works, but it's one of the older connections. I use that TV over there for playing the games. I got this. I got my setup over here.
Oh wow, that's me.
And then that's what I actually look at when I talk to you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then over there you can see that door over there. And there goes another TV. I don't think that one works though. But that one, that door over there is the attic side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that door is the actual. It's just that we put up the new doors. My father-in-law, before he had the stroke, he helped me with these doors and everything, and we fixed everything. But this was made into an actual room before we even got here. This was just a room, and that
it's handy as an office space.
Yeah, no, that's what I wanted when I initially, came here. I wanted to put up here, but sometimes it's a pain to go all the way up, because it's like 3 flights from the first floor, like 1, 2, maybe 2 flights up. Yeah, 2, because it's technically a 3rd floor, but it's nice, and that's one of the things I've been fortunate with the isolation to do the work.
Quickly before we go, because I'm going to have to go soon because my daughter's
same here.
She's probably outside waiting to come to bed. I just quickly wanted to sort of touch on this that I was telling Will about before. I've been reading If It Bleeds by Stephen King. It's his new book. This is different to the cover you get in the States. In fact, I prefer the cover that you get in the States. It looks like someone moonwalking on the front of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that Michael Jackson?
Yeah, you think so, wouldn't you? But it's not. Apparently, but it's got a weird cover. The one that you get over there's got like a cat's face, and the nose, if you look very carefully, looks like a rat. It's kind of like a brown cover. I prefer that cover. Well, this one over here is normally white, and the guy's red. Oh, okay. This is a I don't know if you can see a collector's edition.
Yeah.
So I picked that up from W.H. Smith, who are like a bookseller over here.
They're actually book places are open?
Online.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
I ordered it online. So it's 4 novellas. They're all new. One of them is a novella that's set in the same universe as Mr. Mercedes.
Oh, okay. Which is basically the other one, the 7 books.
No, that's the Dark Tower.
Yeah, but Mr. Mercedes is in that world.
Oh, right, okay.
They're all tied together.
Right, okay. But yeah, it's the same thing. The detective someone blows up a car and he's got telekinetic powers. It's set in the same world as that, basically. I've not come to that one yet, but the first one that I've read is the first novella, which is called Mr. Harrigan's Phone, which is about a young kid who befriends a billionaire and goes around to his house to read to him because he's a bit infirm and he walks using sticks and his eyesight's not what it used to be. So this kid goes around to read to him, and this guy buys him a scratch card and he wins $3,000 on it. And as a thank you gift, the kid buys him an iPhone. Long story short, the old guy passes away and leaves the kid a significant amount of money. So he's rich basically because his guy used to be a billionaire and he didn't have many friends. The kid's really upset. He didn't want the money. He just wanted friendship from this old guy. And he goes to the funeral, and what he does is he finds Mr. Harrigan's phone in his house, and he gives it to Mr. Harrigan and puts it in his pocket before he gets buried. And that evening he goes home, he starts crying, and he rings the phone and leaves a voicemail. and he gets a text message back, which is just like a scramble of random letters, and I won't spoil it, but it kind of goes into
you know what's
it.
funny, man? It's like I think I've heard something like that before with the it goes back to the whole bell ringing and stuff in the old days.
Yeah,
But
But Mr. Harrigan's most definitely dead.
oh yeah,
But you don't know. At first, he's like, "Oh, he's been buried alive," and and his dad's like, "Well, it could be a hoaxer or what you call these scammers." And the boy's like, "No, it can't be." And why, if you're a scammer, why would you just put some random letters? Why would you text a full message, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Say, I'm texting you from the grave, woo, whatever. But because the boy grows up, he goes to college. And he tries ringing Mr. Harrigan's phone when he's in college from his new iPhone. He gets a new iPhone, and it's just a dead line, as it would be, because the guy's been buried for 7 years or whatever. Anyway, long story short, he finds his old original iPhone, the boy's iPhone, that is, up in his cupboard, the one he had when he bought one for Mr. Harrigan.
Yeah.
And he rings on that, and it rings and rings, and then it goes to his voicemail again. So even though it shouldn't do. And again, stuff happens, and he falls out with some people. It's really creepy.
It's so funny. I had a story idea a long time ago. I'm talking about years ago, similar to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure it still could be. Look, anybody can make this.
Just gone mute, Will. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you now. What happened?
You heard what I said about the idea I had?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but you sort of.
And then I muted
for
it.
For the last 5 seconds or something, you've been muted.
Yeah. So I mean, anybody can have the idea, and then you can make the story. It's just you have to, the way you do it and the steps you take to make it different. But I'm reading Dean Koontz. Let me get the name of the book and then we'll shut off.
Yeah, cool.
Dean Koontz. I want to do this right. Dean Koontz latest.
Is it Don't Turn Back? Eyes of Darkness?
No, Devoted. Yeah.
Devoted, okay. Yeah.
So I've been reading Devoted by Dean Koontz, and the way they're sort of pushing it is like it's sort of a Watchers type book, where with the dog and the monster and everything. So I haven't gotten through it yet totally, but I finished one Jurassic Park. And this is a great time to read. I started The Lost World, but then I started reading Devoted. So I'm going to finish that up, and then maybe we'll do an episode on that stuff when we're finished.